Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session. I'm Ruchita, your host. Today, we are going to discuss a very important topic, that is our gut. Did you know gut is called a second brain? What we eat impacts our gut and also the timing. The quality of sleep that we have is an indication of our gut health. And to start the session, let me invite upon the virtual stage the ever energetic Deepika Vora. Those who know her know that she's been a great foodie as well as a great host. She's moved across cities and countries over the last few years, but has kept her health mantra intact. She's walked the talk and has taken control of her health and is here to share us her knowledge backed with personal experience. With that, over to you, Deepika.
Thank you so much, Ruchita. Hello, everybody. Good evening. And on behalf of Farooq, I'd like to ask you that I hope you all are done with your dinner tonight and are already, progressing towards winding up for the day. Today's session is a very, very interesting topic. And like I always say, it is definitely one of my most favorite topics for so many reasons, because I think this is where um, it all starts. One second. Okay, we're going to be talking about gut health and gut reset. Let me ask you this question that आप में से कितने लोगों ने over the past, ever since, especially since mobiles have come into our life, हमने ऐसा कुछ फेस किया है कि there is an issue coming with the mobile and the one simple solution is हम उसको कहते हैं कि उसको switch off करके restart कर लो. We try and do that for a lot of gadgets. Why do you think we say that, and what is the science behind that? The science behind that is that when you reset, you reset everything to the way it was supposed to be as designed. I mean, at the time of design. So if I'm talking about an electronic, जब उस इलेक्ट्रॉनिक गैजेट को डिज़ाइन किया गया था, आप बिल्कुल उसके फर्स्ट फेज में उसको ले जाते हो और उसको वैसे रीसेट कर देते हो. Similarly, when we talk about gut reset, we are only talking about taking your gut back to the same state in which it was almost same the day you were born. So gut reset is extremely important. I think the whole world is talking about it. However, not many really understand what it means and how does your gut health decide the health of the rest of your body. ये समझना बहुत ज़रूरी है. We are already on the 19th of January. I am sure a lot of you have had a lot of resolutions starting 2026. My first session in 2026, so wishing you all a very, very happy new year. But how many of us are already a couple of days late in taking those resolutions? And how many of us have already slipped up on one day or the other, not doing what we are supposed to or what we thought that we should? No problem. Like I always say, jab jago tabhi savera. Let's restart this today. Let's restore our health to the factory settings with which we came into this world. So let's get started. ये एक ऐसा डायग्राम है जो हम सब ने, नो मैटर हमने कॉमर्स लिया हो, हमने आर्ट्स लिया हो, हमने साइंस लिया हो, हमने अपने इनिशियल ईयर्स में अपनी साइंस बुक्स में ये डायग्राम ना सिर्फ देखा है, इसको पढ़ा है, इसको याद किया है और इसको अपनी अपनी प्रैक्टिकल बुक्स में ड्रॉ किया है. सो आई थिंक वी आर ऑल वेरी फेमिलियर दैट दिस इज व्हाट आवर गट लुक्स लाइक. इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम आवर माउथ, our salivary glands, esophagus, stomach, etc., etc. ये ट्रैक है, वो ट्रैक है जिसमें आप जो भी अपने खाते हैं, how does that really get processed inside your body, starting from your mouth. This is a clear depiction of that. क्या होता है exactly when the food reaches your gut? हम खाना क्यों खाते हैं? बिकॉज खाने से हमें न्यूट्रिशन मिलता है, न्यूट्रिशन से हमें एनर्जी मिलती है, उस एनर्जी से हम अपनी डे टू डे एक्टिविटीज करते हैं. वी आर एबल टू डू थिंग्स दैट वी वांट टू डू. सो डेफिनेटली व्हेन यू ईट food, that food needs to be broken down and nutrients need to be absorbed. Whatever is important, whatever is nutritious needs to get absorbed by the body. Whatever is a waste which is not going to be used needs to be extracted from the body. हमारे गट में, अभी हम आगे वाली स्लाइड में देखेंगे, देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ माइक्रोबायोम्स. इट होस्ट्स सम ट्रिलियन माइक्रोबायोम्स. उनको किस तरीके से, हाउ कैन बी प्रोवाइड एन आइडियल एनवायरनमेंट इन द गट? दैट इज द रोल ऑफ द गट. इट प्रोड्यूसेस अ लॉट ऑफ हॉर्मोन्स. We have studied earlier also, we have learned earlier also about the circadian rhythm, that at what time of the day what kind of hormones get released in our body. So yes, जो खाना खाया उसको डाइजेस्ट करना है, उसको ब्रेक डाउन करना है, उसमें जो न्यूट्रिशन है उसको एब्जॉर्ब करके बॉडी के डिफरेंट पार्ट्स तक लेके जाना है, जो वेस्ट मटेरियल है उसको बॉडी से एक्सक्रीट करना है, गट की ओवरऑल एक अच्छा एनवायरनमेंट, एक हेल्दी एनवायरनमेंट गट में बना के रखना है, and of course producing different hormones whenever they are required by the body is what is the role of the gut. Okay. Do you know that roughly there are 10 times the number of microbial cells in the human gut compared to our entire body? तो जब आप ये calculate करोगे तो roughly about 100 trillion of these. And these 100 trillion, there are 5,000 different species. तकरीबन 2 kg का है हमारा ये पूरा इकोसिस्टम. सो कैन यू इमेजिन that how much and what all is dependent upon a good gut health? If you're I mean, I've heard oftentimes doctors say this, that if somebody is eating well, is when I say eating well, I don't mean overeating and eating anything and everything. If you are feeling hungry at the right time, if you are maintaining your bathroom schedules regularly, आपको भूख भी लगती है, आप ठीक खाना भी खा रहे हो, 90% of the chances are that most of the things in your body are fine. The first thing that gets impacted and will get almost get shut down if something is amiss is your gut. So very very important that हम अपने gut का ख्याल रखें, especially now, because today we live in an era which is, we are resorting to packaged and processed foods much more than what we were, say, 10 years ago. I mean, as recent as 10 years ago. Pollution levels inside our houses, outside our houses is very high. Lifestyle is becoming more and more sedentary by the day. Things are becoming, we need quicker turnaround times, etc. We need, everything very quickly. So all of this results in a lot of stress also. All of this also results in various ways of affecting your body, affecting your stress levels, etc. So very important कि अपने gut का ध्यान रखें, because it is your second brain. We will read that about that too, and it needs to be in the perfect condition in the coming time, so that you don't fall prey to any lifestyle problem, you don't fall prey to various virus infections that are there. Because अगर आपका गट ठीक है, आपकी इम्यूनिटी स्ट्रांग रहेगी, आपकी इम्यूनिटी स्ट्रांग रहेगी, तो यू विल स्टे हेल्दियर फॉर अ लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. क्या 5 मेन फंक्शंस हैं हमारे गट के? लाइक आई जस्ट सेड, इट प्रमोट्स डाइजेशन बाय फैसिलिटेटिंग एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स. जो हम खाना खा रहे हैं उसमें जो न्यूट्रिशन है, if that is not getting absorbed, then what's the point of eating that food and all? That is a complete waste if you're not, nutrients are not getting absorbed. So yes, absorption of nutrients, it helps the digestive tract to function properly. So roughly, our small intestine is a couple of feet long. If food is not moving properly within our gut, it is bound to either stay there, rot there, probably have different infections, etc. So आपका digestive tract को optimum performance करने के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है that your gut is performing right. It also creates a barrier against pathogens and toxins. So अगर कोई भी infection आ रहा है आपके gut में, it will again affect your health overall. So it creates a barrier so that any unnecessary elements which can hamper your health in any way stay outside and they don't enter. It also plays a defensive role in development of your immune system. Like I just said, कि अगर आपका gut healthy है, 99% chances है कि आपका immune system will be absolutely spot on and you will not fall prey to, minor infections and daily जो आप expose होते हो to, microparticulate, etc. And also it produces beneficial metabolites which are short chain fatty acids. Very very important. इसके बारे में हम अभी डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे during the circadian rhythm. हमारे gut में, when we are born, nature provides us with two different types of elements. One is bacteroidetes, which is the good bacteria, good, it will help our gut perform optimally. The other is firmicutes, which is not so good bacteria. uh, it also results in weight gain. It also creates a little bit of imbalance in the gut and, causing other problems. When we are born, this percentage of good versus bad is 85 to 15%. But when we start, growing up and we step out of our house, we go to school, we eat outside, we do less activity, we do more activity, etc., etc., this uh, proportion almost gets reversed by the time we are in our early teens, or maybe in our early 20s, and it becomes about 15 to 85%. सो जब आपकी अच्छी गट की जो भी फैक्टर्स हैं वो 15% रह जाएंगे फ्रॉम 85%, इट इज बाउंड टू अफेक्ट द रेस्ट ऑफ योर गट हेल्थ. So, a gut which is very high in firmicutes will result in weight gain, will result in obese and a diabetic gut, vis-a-vis a gut which has a higher percentage of 80-85% of bacteroidetes. That will be a healthy gut. These are the good guys. They will maintain good environment in your gut. The bad guys will definitely promote the bad environment in your gut. It's very, very important for you to understand कि हम ऐसे कौन से छोटे मोटे चेंजेस अपनी लाइफ में लेके आए सो दैट वी कैन रेस्टोर दिस बैलेंस to its ideal, which is 85% of good bacteria and 15% of good bacteria. Now, every time we hear something about our health, because I have been that, that in that phase of my life, most of my life, every time it came to, achieving a great health, I used to think it's a lot of work. I have to make some real drastic changes in my lifestyle. I have to make a lot of physically, I'll have to become, probably be running, say, 70% of the day, and make very, very, drastic changes in my diet, etc., etc. And all of that used to really bog me down. What you need to understand is there are very, very little changes that will help you restore this balance of 85 to 15% between your good bacteria and your bad bacteria. Because if you have a healthy gut, what all gets impacted? How many times have you seen teenagers, boys or girls with, a lot of acne problem, a lot of pimple or a breakout problem, and then they are told that eat less of oily food, eat less of packaged and processed food, because if your gut has inflammation, if it has a lot of bad bacteria, you will see outbreaks on your skin, maybe on your, face, or maybe have an itchy skin on the rest of your body. You will definitely have a compromised immunity. You will fall susceptible to smallest of infections from around your environment. It will definitely affect your mood, your stress levels, and your sleep. People who eat food really late into the night, or people who eat very, very heavy dinner, oftentimes are complaining of definitely, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. They will also complain of not being able to sleep until very late into the night, or not sleep peacefully. They will have mood swings, and they will definitely be under some kind of stress. Oftentimes, you're not able to identify that, oh, I am stressed. People usually say stress means कि अच्छा कोई financial burden है, etc., etc. It's not just that. When your body is under tremendous compulsion to do things at a time when it is not supposed to do that, or do more than what it is required to, that causes stress in your body. For example, your body is supposed to literally get into a shutdown mode as the sun comes down, and no food should be going in. You need to, wind up with your dinner early. But when you have late dinner, you're actually intercepting, digestion process starts the moment you put anything in your mouth. एंड उस टाइम पे जो काम और बाकी के आपकी बॉडी को करने हैं, दैट गेट्स इंटरसेप्टेड बाय द डाइजेशन ऑफ द फूड दैट यू हैव जस्ट ईटन. As a result, your body is doing what it is not supposed to do at that time. That also causes a lot of stress to your body. So these are little things that one should be aware of. Yes, if you have an unhealthy gut, आपका weight बढ़ेगा, आपका weight erratic रहेगा. Your digestion will have problem. You can have problems like acidity, reflux problem, indigestion, a lot of burping, lot of belching, etc. You will constantly want to eat something because you will have those hunger pangs and those cravings, because if your gut is not able to absorb the required nutrition from the food that you're eating, your gut will ask for more food. Hence, you will keep on eating after every few hours. And definitely, your joint health will get affected, your heart health, your liver health, all your vital organs get severely impacted if your gut health is compromised. Okay. Some examples of what does an unhealthy gut look like and what does a healthy gut look like. If you are on the right side of this table and you're taking most of the green ones, congratulations, you have a healthy gut. But if you're facing, a lot of food sensitivities, allergies with different kinds of food, if you feel very heavy and bloated after every meal, you pass unnecessary gas all the time, or you have inconsistent bowel movements, you don't feel really good after eating, you have outbreaks on your skin, you don't sleep well, even though you're eating most, three meals and maybe more than three meals, you feel lethargic or fatigued throughout the day. If you're mentally not able to concentrate and not be creative in your, whatever activity that you're doing, and if you're falling susceptible to, these seasonal flus and seasonal changes, trust me, all of it leads to being having an unhealthy gut. Vis-a-vis, if you can tolerate most foods, you have a healthy gut, more or less. If you have no constipation, no bloating, no IBS, you are definitely, having a much healthier gut than most of the people. Your skin is glowing. You have good hair, no hair fall, no breakage of hair, no thinning of hair, etc. It means you have a good, strong, solid gut. If you are able to get a peaceful sleep at night, you're energetic, you're more creative, you don't have mood swings, you're most of the time happy. These are simple examples that can tell you that the person in the mirror or in front of you is having lesser health or gut related issues than most of the people that we know in our circle. Now, how does it get affected? Too much and too frequent consumption of alcohol, it has lot of other what should I say, rippling effects. It's, you've had alcohol, right now it'll cause unnecessary, one gets a little delusion, it'll cause a lot of dehydration in the body. It'll definitely have impacting, and it definitely impacts your reflexes when you are under the consumption of alcohol. Refined sugar, I think, people say that more than smoking, it is white sugar, and that is affecting people today. If you really want to do good to you and your own family, the first thing that you need to kick out from your house is refined sugar. I mean, this is one thing that the quickest it gets eliminated from households. Trust me, within, instantly people will see their health getting better, because this is one thing which is a cause of lot of problems in our households today. Caffeine, we are, a tea dominated country, and especially in northern India, I think solution to every problem is ke chai bana do. We actually joke about it ke, sir dard ho raha hai to chai pee lo, अच्छा नहीं लग रहा तो चाय पी लो, ऑफिस से आ गए तो चाय पी लो. So we don't need a reason to have tea. Just the fact that we are breathing and kicking, alive and kicking, is enough a reason for us to have tea. So caffeine restriction in terms of tea, coffee, and green tea. A lot of people, because they are told that green tea is healthy, people are consuming 6 to 8 cups of green tea a day. At the end of the day, that also has caffeine, and excess of anything is bad. So please restrict your caffeine intake. Oils and saturated fats, wo jo, we've grown up looking at ads where very generously we pour, ghees and oils and butters, etc. Our commercials are full of that, and that's exactly what we do. But how much of it needs to be put, how much of it is just okay, and how much of it is greatly unhealthy for us, we need to understand that and try and incorporate that in our daily lives. Processed and packaged foods, I think this one elimination helped me greatly in my journey when I got onto this program, because it was a complete no no, whether it is any health biscuit, whether it is any fiber rich biscuit, whether it is any, you know um, diet chivda, etc., etc. No matter how healthy and how diet friendly and how sugar free they may look like, anything that's coming out of a packet is a sure shot road to the sickness industry. Please, please, please try and avoid it. Human beings are perhaps the only mammals or living organisms who are consuming milk and dairy right, into their adulthood as well. You don't need that. You have plenty of alternatives to that, which are equally good, rather more beneficial for your health. May not be as tasty, but when it's about your health, I think that takes the cake, that you need to do what is right and what is healthy rather than what is just a very short term lived. So dairy consumption, especially in your, because if you're having 6 cups of tea a day, if you're having 4 cups of tea a day, you're also having refined sugar, you're also having dairy, so that, and you're also having caffeine. Bad combination. And we Indians don't really restrict our chai to just chai. It usually gets accompanied with do biscuit, thoda sa namkeen, one khakra, one ras, etc., etc. All of this combination is bad. These things in exclusivity, in moderation, may be okay, but when we try to binge onto this, that really is what is very, very dangerous. Meat, poultry especially, people say yes, chicken is a very, dense in protein, but my only point is that, look at the number of people in India today, look at the number of non-vegetarians in India today, look at the daily consumption. You can do the math. Most of these products, most of these items, these food items, they are severely adulterated because the demand and the supply, there's a big gap. There is so much of, injections being pumped into all that we are eating. Our body really needs to work on digesting a animal based protein for a much longer period of time. Its residue is very acidic for your body. So I'm not saying don't have people who are non-vegetarians who rely on that, but moderation is the key. So please be a little wise about that. Poor sleep and lifestyle. As much as we may say that, we are trying to, leave the gadgets, etc., etc., until and unless you are able to keep your gadgets at least 2 hours away from you before you sleep, your mind is constantly working, your mind is constantly in action. The blue light that these gadgets emit, it does not let your mind, your brain go to sleep the way it should. So please work on these parameters. Probably tire yourself enough in the day through some activity, maybe a 30 to 40-minute activity, so that when your head hits the pillow at night, you're able to sleep because you're so exhausted by the day's activity. Now, 4 pillars of great health: definitely healthy food and good practices that you can follow. Exercise. No matter what you may do in your daily life, you need to devote 30 minutes to 1 hour every single day. 30 minutes to 45 minutes is also enough. Every single day to one or the other form of exercise. अगर आप ये नहीं कर रहे हो, trust me, you're in for trouble in your later age and stage. Your muscles will give you a lot of tough time if you just let them, literally wilt away with your daily activity. No matter how active your lifestyle may be of, going, stepping out for work, etc., etc., standing in the kitchen, etc., doing work, unless you're doing something which is focused, deliberate, to keep your muscles strong and in action, your, वो कहते हैं ना, देयर इज अ कहावत इन हिंदी कि बुढ़ापा फिर हमारा खराब होएगा. सो उसको सही रखने के लिए इट्स एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट to devote that 30 minutes. Maybe first, it could be first thing in the morning, it could be in the afternoon, it could be in the evening. Yes, it is definitely best the first thing in the morning, but if you're not able to do first thing in the morning, do it in the afternoon. If you're not able to do it in the afternoon, do it at night. Par karo to sahi, do it at some time of the day, because doing is better than not doing it all. Lifestyle, which is your stress and sleep management, you have to be deliberate about it. We are in a, social media age, constant flow of information, so much to look, so much to, view on our tablets, on our phones, on our laptops, etc. And trust me, it's very interesting. As much as mindless it may be, it's still, once you get onto any such platform, it takes you about half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and you don't even realize the time is gone. Ruchita, I think
यार
somebody is on
खाना
the
थोड़ा ही खाया आपने।
uh, Ruchita, could you mute them? Ruchita?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Okay, cool. So, as much as, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, we were talking about lifestyle, stress, and sleep management. You need to stay away from these gadgets because they will not let you get a peaceful sleep. And trust me, आज नहीं पता चलता, because each and everything that we talk about in these sessions, whether it is related to what food you are eating, what daily habits you are doing, one day will not make a difference. One day, this side or that side, it will not make a difference. But when you do that for a extended period of time, it is bound to affect your health for good or for bad. I'll give you a simple example. If any one of us who has, say, probably three chapatis in lunch and three chapatis at night, tomorrow, if you don't have your lunch and dinner, it's not going to make a difference. Or probably if you just bring down to half, say having two chapatis in lunch and one chapati in dinner, nothing is going to happen. But when you do that for 1 month or 2 months in a row, you will start seeing significant changes in your health and in your overall body type, etc., etc. Similarly, not watching too much of social media, watching too much of gadgets, not having a proper sleep, sleeping at 11:30, 12, 2 o'clock at night, today may not make a difference. But when you, in retrospect, if you look over the last 5 years, it would have altered your entire body, the way it is managing itself and your overall health. So please, please, please focus on that. Supplementation, very, very, very important. I think no matter who may come and who can come and tell me, okay, I'm having organic food. We are literally growing food in our backyard, etc., etc. We are not putting any chemicals, any pesticides. My only one line answer to you is, you are still living in India, and the air, you cannot control the air quality. You may be able to control the water quality and the soil quality, which also is a questionable thing, but you cannot control the air quality. So when the ingredients to your crop are polluted, are toxic, how can the actual yield be absolutely free? Why am I saying this? Why? Because that one chapati, it used to give the nutrition it used to give you, say, 20 years back, with lesser pollution, etc., etc. That same chapati is not giving you that same nutrition today. You can get it tested in any lab, whatever, you trust, it doesn't give you. However, our appetites have gone down. We are eating more often, but we are not able to. How many of us know that our dadajis used to eat like 6, 7, 8, 9 chapatis, 10 chapatis, and maybe beyond? I don't know anybody in my circle today who exceeds 2 to 3 chapatis at all. So there is a severe, very widening, continuously widening gap between the nutrition that our body needs and the amount of nutrition we are getting from the food that we are eating. You need to bridge this gap by supplementing it with something that can take care of that nutritional requirement of your body. Okay, coming to gut reset. क्यों gut reset करने की जरूरत है? Because there is too much of bad bacteria, there's too much of bad guys in our gut, which are affecting our lifestyle, which are affecting the health of our vital organs, which is affecting our day-to-day life, which is affecting our sleep patterns, which is affecting our digestion process, etc., etc. They're causing a lot of inflammation. This inflammation is what results into a lot of lifestyle diseases that we are hearing every other day. Somebody, 2 days ago, just 2 days ago, I've heard about a friend's daughter. She's studying in UK. She's just gone to UK in September, came to India in December, was about to head back to UK yesterday, got her routine test done, and at the age of 21, she had her blood sugar random was 380 and her HbA1c was 13. A 21-year-old girl, absolutely fit and fine. She runs marathons, etc., etc. So what your body type looks like, what your weight is, that enough is not enough. That in itself is not enough to actually tell you that, okay, everything is fine with you. So yes, you need a gut reset. You need to lessen the bad bacteria. You need to increase the good bacteria. You need to reduce the inflammation. You need to eat food items which are basically feeding the good bacteria in your gut so that your gut can be healthy. हम 10 दिन का गट रीसेट क्यों कहते हैं? Because research and study says that whatever you eat today, on an average, it will take about 7 to 10 days on an average for it to completely flush out of your system. Definitely between 5 to 7 days to flush out of your system. So even if you start today by eliminating the harmful things in your daily diet or not so gut friendly things in your daily diet, you need to be on that plan for the next 10 days so that the gut health is restored to factory settings. Okay, very, very important. This sequence needs time duration, of 7 to 10 days. After 7 to 10 days, you can start, bringing those things back into your diet. But again, moderation is the key. Now, what symptoms can you face during gut reset? You can have withdrawal symptoms of caffeine, people who resort to about 4 to 5 cups of tea or coffee every single day. It is very normal. It is part of the process. It is expected. So don't get alarmed. Now, when you remove sugar from your daily life, when you've removed caffeine and dairy products, these are very high in inflammation causing products. But when you do this, when you stay away from that, you might feel very sapped out of energy. You might feel lethargic. You might feel fatigued, because these give you energy quickly and instantly. When you're not having these, you will feel, less on energy. Also, our body is not built up the strength and ability to produce its own serotonin and energy. So it will be a temporary shift in your body that you need to be prepared for. Also, the body needs to accept that it can start to rebuild healthy cells and get rid of bad bacteria. So mild headache हो सकता है, आपको लग सकता है कि मेरा सिर घूम रहा है, etc., etc. That is part of the process. Nothing major is going to happen. It is only going to teach, these 10 days of gut reset will teach your body how to, in its own, get nutrition from the healthy food that you are eating and get energy from that same food. Okay. Now, certain things that you need to take care of, our gut talks to us. सुनिए वो क्या कह रहा है. When you're having, a little bit of acidity, or you're having that, too, what do you call, burning sensation in your gut, or in your esophagus, or in your throat, etc. You need to listen. Something is wrong. Maybe something you've eaten too much of it, or at a wrong time. You need to identify what are the triggers that are causing symptoms like that. If you're having some kind of constipation, if you're having problems, eliminating your bowels, etc., etc., remove the gut disturbing things that can, disrupt or not make you very happy the next day or in the day when you consume them. Please make sure you don't have that. Calm yourself down, make changes in your stress levels. Usually, whenever our mind is under stress, there can be only two things. Either you can do something about that situation, or you can't. If you can do something about that situation, try and do it. If you can't do something about that situation, probably meditate, probably listen to music, probably read a book, distract your mind so that it is under lesser stress than you're putting it to. Change your habits, chew your food properly. I don't know how many times when I sit with my family, I have to say sorry because I'm literally the last person finishing my food. That's a habit that's been there for a very long time, and I think that definitely is something I plan to keep on. Chew your food slowly. Your entire running around throughout the day, all your life, is for the food that we eat. Please give it that due time of 20 minutes to 30 minutes to sit down and eat. It doesn't mean that you eat more, you overeat and you keep on eating for those 30 minutes. Whatever is your recommended diet, please chew it slowly so that your gut has to work less. Half the digestion happens in our mouth the moment we put it in any morsel in our mouth. If you chew it well, your gut will be under lesser stress to digest and absorb nutrients from that. Circadian rhythm, always, always, always my favorite topic. As much as possible, stick to the circadian rhythm. Sleep, if you get a good sleep, your body will be able to perform the repair and rehealing and healing mechanism very well, and you will be in a lot better state the next day than you are today. We follow the principle of 4 R's for gut reset. So first is remove and replace, because एक सड़क है, if our health or a gut is like a road जिसमें बहुत सारे खड्डे हैं. Now you have two options. One is कि आप उसके ऊपर fresh नई सड़क बना दीजिए जो कि पहली बारिश में फिर खराब हो जाएगी. एंड द सेकेंड ऑप्शन इज कि आप पहले जो उसमें खड्डे हैं उनको अच्छे से भर लीजिए, पहले क्लीन कीजिए, उनको अच्छे से भरिए, उसके ऊपर अच्छी सी सड़क बनाइए. That will last for a longer period of time. So you need to remove the refined carbohydrates and saturated fats. These are things that are causing unnecessary problems in your gut. Please remove them. You need to replace simple carbs with complex carbohydrates. You need to replace them with healthy fats. You need to replace them with high quality protein, plant-based protein. So you're filling up those gaps with nutritious stuff. Next 2 hours are rebalance and reset. रीबैलेंसिंग इज आपने अपने गट के माइक्रोबायोम को रीसेट किया है. यू आर हैविंग फाइबर रिच फूड, यू आर हैविंग प्री एंड प्रोबायोटिक रिच फूड जो कि आपके डाइजेशन में हेल्प कर रहा है, न्यूट्रिएंट एब्जॉर्प्शन में हेल्प कर रहा है, आपके इम्यून सिस्टम को स्ट्रांग बना रहा है, एंड इट्स ओवरऑल इंप्रूविंग अदर एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ योर हेल्थ. एंड व्हेन यू रीबैलेंस दैट, now is when your gut reset is in place. Your digestive system is performing at its optimal level. You have more number of bacteria deaths, about 80 to 85% bacteria deaths, about just 10 to 15% of firmicutes, and your gut is in the most healthy and happy situation at the moment. Now, health tip, the question is how do we increase the importance of gut bacteria for the health benefits? Kuch basic ideas, like I said, nothing very complicated, very simple things that you can do, which as it is are available in our kitchens. Indian kitchens are basically a pharmacy in themselves. Include a lot of whole grains in your daily diet. We all know what whole grains are. These act as prebiotic. ये हमारे gut के bacteria के लिए खाना होता है. So if the bacteria gets enough and good food, it will be able to perform better. Then try and be as much on a plant-based diet and as less on an animal-based diet, because it's very, very pro your gut health, and your gut is very happy consuming and receiving plant-based products. It's more friendly, bacteria grows and helps to reduce inflammation in your body. It also greatly helps in your gut motility, which is the movement of food inside your gut. Magic of fermentation, we are a we are a probiotic pro country. We have lot many options in our food choices, which are fermented foods. In terms of chapati, people do for they actually ferment the dough, and you can have ferment sourdough breads, you can have lassis, you can have kanjis, you have different forms that you can resort to. Avoid sugary beverages, avoid aerated beverages, avoid alcohols frequently, or for that matter, if you can avoid, that's the best. They really disrupt the entire environment of your gut. They cause gut dysbiosis. आपके अच्छे बैक्टीरिया को रिड्यूस कर रहा है, बड़े खराब बैक्टीरिया को बढ़ा रहा है. It will cause a lot of inflammation in your body. You will feel very bloated, etc. Not required, and also result in constipation. So avoid having these drinks. Encourage hydration. किसी भी body के, we are all, our bodies are 70% water. And if that is one thing you're depriving it of, you can imagine the havoc it can cause in your body. Please stay hydrated enough. Don't dehydrate your body. Don't overhydrate your body. It helps in movement of food inside your body. It greatly, greatly, greatly affects the digestion process. It helps in digesting the food that you've eaten and absorption of nutrients. It also helps flush out toxins from your body in the form of sweat, as well as in the form of the elimination that we do every single day. It also helps maintain the health of intestinal lining, which plays a critical role in nutrition. So water is a medium through which the food is actually moving inside our body and the waste is getting eliminated. कहीं पे भी वाटर कम होगा तो खाना वहीं रह जाएगा, प्रॉपरली डाइजेस्ट नहीं होगा, आपके इंटेस्टाइन्स में फंसा रह जाएगा. इट विल रॉट ओवर देयर, इट विल कॉज अननेसेसरी इन्फ्लेमेशन. Very simple science that we all understand. So stay hydrated enough. These are certain physical exercises that can have a positive impact on your gut. आपके गट की डाइवर्सिटी को बढ़ाएगा. आपको इट विल प्रोड्यूस अ लॉट ऑफ एंडोर्फिन्स विच आर हैप्पी हॉर्मोन्स. यू विल फील लॉट बेटर, लॉट गुड. योर moods, you will not have mood swings. Definitely increases your posture. I mean, I'm presenting to you, either I can sit like this and I can present it to you, or I'm upright and I'm correcting my posture. Very, very important. Little changes in your day-to-day activities that you do definitely greatly helps in managing an optimum weight, relieves you of your stress, and आपकी mental performance को improve करता है. You're more creative, you bring more ideas to the table, you're more enterprising in your day-to-day activities. So take care of that. There's a clear, a little representation कि progressive increase of physical activity level generates changes in the intestinal microbiota. If you're leading a very sedentary lifestyle, there'll be a different, the bad bacteria will be much higher, the pathogen species will be much higher. But the moment you increase your daily physical activity, bacterial diversity, short chain fatty acids producing diversity बहुत बढ़ जाती है आपके gut में, which is very, very pro your gut health. So Move, people, move, exercise. Okay, how does stress impact? We know that there is a gut and brain axis. Gut is also called the second brain in our body. Gut brain axis is a term, एक कम्युनिकेशन नेटवर्क है आपके ब्रेन और आपके गट के बीच में. अगर बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस होता है तो सबसे पहले आपका गट का सारा सिस्टम जो है इम्पैक्ट होता है. हाउ मेनी टाइम्स हैव यू सीन दैट you've experienced that you hear a very disturbing news or a not so pleasant news, and you say, I'm having butterflies in my stomach, or my stomach is churning and it's turning and twisting. Why? Because that is the message that goes to your brain. So the lesser the stress, the better your gut brain axis is. The more the stress, the more disruptive your gut brain axis is. You need to work on things that cause stress and try and eliminate them. Now, morning nutrition, people, please start having your breakfast regularly. Please make sure you're having your breakfast the way it is supposed to be had. I have suffered enough in my life by not having my breakfast in the morning, thinking one, it'll help me lose weight, and two, oh, I don't have time, I have to go to work and there's going to be a lot of traffic between Delhi and Gurgaon, etc., etc. These are all excuses we give ourselves because we're not doing what we are supposed to. When you wake up after 6 to 8 hours of average sleep, your metabolic rate is severely down. There is physical inactivity in your body that needs to be pumped up, that needs to be kick-started. You need nutritious breakfast for that. Your body has already done a lot of repair, a lot of healing, releasing all those hormones that take care of the daily wear and tear that your body goes through. So your body's protein balance is severely depleted. Protein एक ऐसी चीज है जो हमारी बॉडी स्टोर करके नहीं रखती है. Whatever gets used in a single day gets used. Whatever is extra gets eliminated. So प्रोटीन बैलेंस आपका नेगेटिव है. आपके गट बैक्टीरिया में ऑल्ट्रेशन हुई हुई है, प्लस माइनस हुआ हुआ है. अच्छा बैक्टीरिया कम है, बड़ा बैक्टीरिया, खराब बैक्टीरिया बड़ा हुआ है. यू नीड टू रीसेट दैट. इंसुलिन सेंसिटिविटी डाउन होती है, ग्लूकोज टॉलरेंस डाउन होती है अगर आप प्रॉपर तरीके से अपना ब्रेकफास्ट नहीं करते हो. So it will affect your overall health throughout the day and in the years to come. Your breakfast needs to be very, very rich in protein. 50% of your daily protein intake needs to be in your breakfast. Simple calculation, अगर आपका weight 70 किलो का है, per kg body weight, you need 1 gram of protein. So if you're 70 kgs on an average, you need 70 grams of protein every single day, out of which 35 grams should be in your breakfast, ideally, roughly. You need to have enough fiber. You need to have good probiotics in your breakfast so that your body can kickstart, increase your metabolic rate, restore your protein balance. आपका gut bacteria को restore करेगा, आपकी insulin sensitivity को improve करेगा. Very, very important. And that is the only reason we always tell you that please, please, please share your plates, because if there is anything plus or minus, Farooq, Anaita, Raj, Nanu can actually help you design your plate in such a way over the next couple of weeks so that you don't have to resort to doing this for the rest of your life. आपको अपनी प्लेट देख के समझ में आ जाएगा कि इसमें क्या कमी है, आप इसमें क्या ऐड करने की जरूरत है. ओके, रोल प्रोटीन का क्या रोल है हमारी गट हेल्थ में. Now, our body cannot manufacture all the amino acids. There are certain that our body does, and there are certain that we need to supplement it with. प्रोटीन क्या करता है, जो मैंने आपको बताया, हमारे गट के बैरियर को सपोर्ट करता है ताकि अननेसेसरी पैथोजेंस और टॉक्सिन्स उसमें ना परमिएट करें. आपके इम्यून सिस्टम को स्ट्रांग बनाता है. आपकी गट में अगर इन्फ्लेमेशन हो रही है उसको रिड्यूस करता है. आपके गट के जो बेनिफिशियल मेटाबोलाइट्स हैं उनको बढ़ाता है, उनको इंक्रीज करता है. और आपकी गट मोटिलिटी और सिक्रीशन, द वे द फूड मूव्स इन योर गट एंड द एलिमिनेशन ऑफ दैट फूड. Protein greatly helps in all these functions. So please supplement enough protein in the day. Consume enough protein. Dietary fiber का क्या रोल है? Prebiotic are types of fibers that our body cannot digest. ये प्रोबायोटिक के लिए फूड बनते हैं, बेनिफिशियल बैक्टीरिया के लिए फूड बनते हैं. इनके एग्जाम्पल्स क्या हैं? चिकरी रूट, डैंडेलियन रूट, गार्लिक, ओट्स, बार्ले. दैट्स व्हाई वी से इंक्रीज द कंजम्पशन ऑफ दीज इन योर डेली डाइट. ये अच्छे बेनिफिशियल मेटाबोलाइट्स को बढ़ाते हैं, आपके न्यूट्रिएंट एब्जॉर्प्शन को बेटर करते हैं, आपकी इम्यूनिटी को इम्प्रूव करते हैं, रिस्क ऑफ एलर्जी को कम करते हैं, ग्रोथ ऑफ बेनिफिशियल गट बैक्टीरिया को बढ़ाते हैं. सो what are these other forms? You have flax seeds, artichoke, chia seeds. Everybody is talking about chia seeds these days. Make sure you consume them moderately every single day. दो तरह के डाइटरी फाइबर्स होते हैं, सॉल्युबल और इनसॉल्युबल। फाइबर बहुत 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 ज़रूरी है हमारी बॉडी में, हमारे खाने में, बिकॉज इट एड्स अ लॉट ऑफ रफेज एंड बल्क टू आवर फूड एंड आवर स्टूल। सॉल्युबल फाइबर वो है जो कि पानी में इजीली डिसॉल्व हो जाता है। इनसॉल्युबल वो है विच डज नॉट गेट डिसॉल्व। Soluble fiber will make you feel satiated for a much longer time. It helps you reduce your cholesterol. आपके गट के फ्लोरा को इंक्रीज करता है, इम्प्रूव करता है। एप्पल्स में होता है, बीन्स में होता है, नट्स में होता है, ओटमील में होता है, स्वीट पोटैटो विच इज शकरकंदी उसमें होता है, दालों में होता है। इनमें से कोई भी ऐसा आइटम है जो आपके किचन में नहीं होता? All of these are there. It's just that half the time we are not aware, and the rest half of the time we don't make a deliberate effort of consuming it in moderation. It also helps move food in your gut just at the right pace, not too fast, not too slow, and also it feeds the beneficial bacteria. जो insoluble fiber है, लैक्सेशन प्रमोट करता है, आपकी इंटेस्टाइनल हेल्थ को मेंटेन करके रखता है। इट इज फाउंड इन होल व्हीट, लीफी ग्रीन्स, किनुआ, ब्राउन राइस एक्सेट्रा। आपके स्टूल में बल्क क्रिएट करता है सो दैट यू आर नॉट कॉन्स्टिपेटेड एंड यू हैव अ रेगुलर एलिमिनेशन ऑन अ डेली बेसिस, एंड इट डेफिनेटली सपोर्ट्स योर बाउल हेल्थ। नाउ कैसे प्रोबायोटिक्स हेल्प करते हैं आपके, हमारे गट में बैक्टीरिया है उसके साथ जो इंटरेक्शन है उसको ऑप्टिमम रखता है। इट प्रोड्यूसेस शॉर्ट चेन फैटी एसिड्स, अगेन बैरियर फंक्शन को इम्प्रूव करता है सो दैट देर आर नो एक्सटर्नल एंटिटीज एंटरिंग योर गट। इट ऑल्सो मैन्युफैक्चर्स स्मॉल मॉलिक्यूल्स जो डिफरेंट वेज में हमारी पूरी बॉडी को इम्पैक्ट करते हैं। एंजाइम प्रोडक्शन होता है, अगेन इम्यून सिस्टम आपका स्ट्रॉन्ग करता है। सो मेक श्योर यू आर अगेन putting it somewhere in your daily diet. This is NutriLite pre and probiotic capsule that we very, very, very strongly recommend. You should have it, consume it every single day. Why? Because it's live beneficial bacteria, which is probiotic, which is basically food, prebiotic, which is food for good bacteria. You need 100 mg of this. It is clinically demonstrated. आपके bowel function को improve करता है, आपको bowel function related कोई भी any discomfort that you have with respect to that irritable bowel syndrome, it will help you relieve from that. It will improve your symptoms of constipation. It will influence the beneficial bacteria in your gut. आपकी इम्यूनिटी को बढ़ाता है, आपके डाइजेशन को सपोर्ट करता है। नाउ व्हाई एम आई सेइंग दिस? वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट प्रोटीन, यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट फाइबर, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट गुड फैट्स. All of these are at the end of the day improving your immunity. They are supporting your digestion. They are giving more nutrient absorption to in your gut. So please, please, please incorporate these. Ideally speaking, this is what your combination needs to look like throughout the day. You need to have your all plant protein. This is from NutriLite. This has a PDCA score of 1. For those of you who don't know, PDCA score is protein digestibility corrected amino acid score. इन सिंपल टर्म्स, ग्लोबली ये एक ऐसा पैरामीटर है कि अगर इसका स्कोर 1 है, इट मीन्स इट इज 100% गेटिंग एब्जॉर्ब्ड इन योर बॉडी व्हेन इट इज कंज्यूम्ड. सो देर इज एब्सोल्युटली नो वेस्टेज. Please, 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 you can, there are a million ways in which you can incorporate it in your daily diet. Speak to your health buddy. They will guide you with some really exciting daily recipes that in which you can incorporate it. Neutralite fiber, you need to have it every single day, half an hour before your meal is ideal. Neutralite pre and probiotic capsule, again, very, very important for your gut health. This is a combination you need to have as and when you start with your gut reset. There are a lot of other do's and don'ts which have been already shared on the group, but can be shared again if you need to, for you to have a very, very seamless gut reset. कुछ इस तरह से होनी चाहिए आपकी प्लेट। अगर आप ऐसे खा रहे हो, फैबुलस. अगर आप ऐसा नहीं खा रहे हो, प्लीज मेक श्योर यू मेक दीज चेंजेस, बिकॉज इट विल रियली 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 रिवॉर्ड यू in terms of great health within 15 to 20 days of changing your plate like this. About 50% of your plate should be full of vegetables, could be in the form of salad and cooked vegetable. You need to incorporate complex carbs. For all of you who, like me, used to think that carbs are our enemies, simple carbs are your enemies, but complex carbs will help you in ways more than what you can imagine, in so many ways. So please inculcate it in your daily diet. 25% of your plate needs to have protein. We have given some examples. You can take a screenshot depending upon which part of the country you are and what your diet looks like. This is what you can do. Okay, certain do's and don'ts. एक अच्छी हेल्थ के लिए क्या डूज होने चाहिए? इफ आई आस्क अ लेमैन दे वुड से you start sleeping on time, you work out a little bit, you have nutritious food, salads or fruits and vegetables खाने चाहिए. Most of them I've already covered, yeah, but some of them that you which should be another repeated reminder: chew your food thoroughly before you swallow. Oftentimes I have seen, if I observe people don't even chew their food 8 to 10 times. Trust me when I say that. Next time you're putting a morsel in your mouth, count how many times you've actually chewed. Especially kids. I have seen kids literally put, uh, people love the 2 minute 2 minute noodles. They will just put it in their mouth and it directly goes in the stomach, and that causes a real havoc. So look at ways that you can manage your stress. You could meditate, you could listen to music, you could join a book club, you can go for a walk, you can join a dance class, you can go for a workout, whatever you like. Look at your relaxation methods. Please stay hydrated enough. We have repeatedly shared various parameters as to how you can decide how much water is enough for your body. Eat preferably during daylight. Post sundown, don't eat because it causes a lot of stress on your body in ways more than you can imagine. Consume nutrient dense food instead of calorie dense food. Opt for plant based food and give at least a gap of 2 hours before your dinner and bedtime. Basic do's, very doable do's. Some of the don'ts: चीनी को निकाल दीजिए अपने घर से. It's really bad. It's causing a havoc. Junk food, processed food, बाहर से खाना, packets का खाना, please don't have. Smoking, drinking, too spicy food is also not good for your body. Your gut takes a lot of toll when you do that. Caffeine, in terms of green tea, in terms of coffee, in terms of regular chai, masala chai, etc., etc., please restrict it. In the gut reset, it's absolutely zero. Other than gut reset, people who feel that they cannot breathe without having their cup of tea, I think one cup of tea should be more than enough. But if Farouk is there, he would say, why do you even need that? There are a lot more healthier options. You can probably have a coconut water, etc. Consume calorie dense food is a big no no. You need to have nutrient dense food. Animal based foods अवॉइड कीजिए. स्क्रीन टाइम अपना कम कीजिए, स्पेशली बिफोर यू गो टू स्लीप. एंड ऑफ कोर्स डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स आप जितना अवॉइड कर सकते हो उतना आपका गट खुश रहेगा, आपसे हैप्पी रहेगा. एंड फाइनली, वी नेवर 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 एंड आवर प्रेजेंटेशन विदाउट discussing shine with you. Please start your day with a lot of gratitude and optimism. Just the fact that you have woken up each morning is more than enough a reason for you to say thank you and have a positive outlook towards life. You're breathing, you're alive, you're kicking. That means you have a lot of things yet left to do, which you need to be optimistic about. Have your daily nutrition. Have your nutrition for your body, have your nutrition for your mental health. What are you doing constantly every single day so that your mind is also growing? It is learning new things every single day. Intentions: visualize and set clear intentions for yourself. You all are right now on this program. You're listening to me. You've engaged in this training session today. There is a reason for that. Whatever that reason is, please remind yourself of that reason. And if you're not on track, get back in track. That's absolutely fine to probably deviate once in a while. Learn something new every day. It will keep you alive. You're humans. We learn. As long as we are learning, we are living. And yes, जो मन करता है करो, but please, please, please choose one way or the other to exercise every single day, 30 to 45 minutes. Your body will thank you. It'll be really, really happy with you, and it'll reward you in ways more than you can imagine. And finally, that was my transformation before and after on this program. Thanks to Farooq, thanks to this community, thanks to my fellow colleagues like Veda. They keep me in check. Whenever I meet them often, and they keep reminding me. Being on this program reminds me that I did it and I need to continue with it, because oftentimes they say about 80 to 85% of people who go through this transformation bounce back very soon. So definitely, thanks to this community, we are still going very strong. And we will see you. I think I'll hand it over to Ruchita now. I hope I've been able to, give you some bit of information that will make a change in your overall health and your perspective towards great health. Over to you, Ruchita.
Thank you so much, Deepika. You've wonderfully explained the importance of paying attention to gut health and in turn our overall health. Friends, Deepika did mention pre and probiotic and its benefit. Please connect with the person who's invited you for more details. And with that, we come to an end of this session. Do log in next Monday for yet another important one, which is why morning nutrition. Until then, good night, stay safe, and see you in the next one.